Go round and round like this, round. And then up like that. I can help him.
But he's doing it.
Well,
We'll just have pancakes. We'll have eggs that is tomorrow. Here, what if I hold it lower?
Yeah.
Alright. Put it on the trash can.
what if he sits on the counter? What?
Did you put the air on?
I did.
Faster. 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 Now you're doing it. Faster. 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 Come on. Yeah, you can do that.
We cook together a lot. We cook together a lot. They've got a whole kitchen in the playroom over here with tons and tons of, wooden and plastic food that they're very into. We often do a restaurant and they like me to pay them with money. I try to do fake money and they're like, no, we want what's in your wallet. So yeah, food is a big part of what we do, and they understand, they get it. They grew up in the restaurant. And when my oldest, Tavin, who's gonna be 6 soon, was 6, 7 months old, he used to be in Casius in a car seat on the bar because Kelly would want to come down. Now that there's 3, that doesn't happen really anymore at all. But those were the good old days.
Daddy, first we make peanut butter cup pancakes.
You have to ask me about that. I'm thinking the answer is absolutely not.
Oh, we have some of those mini peanut butter cups left.
It's going home
Yes.
with you though, so it's perfectly right and all
Peanut
right.
butter
Right.
cup pancakes.
Absolutely.
Now you're gonna pour, don't eat them.
I wasn't.
Good.
He is eating them.
You better not eat them.
See, it's a puff.
You want to see?
Puff.
Tab, pour your eggs in.
Just throw this in.
And we were just, no, Emmy!
Emerson, do you want to hold one?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
say that. But don't
Thanks,
eat
Brandon.
it.
Can I
Alright,
please
yeah,
hold
serve
one?
from the sides. And for some reason it's not.
But don't.
No.
Serve
Okay,
from the sides.
that was supposed
So
to
you're
go in
gonna
the
pull it like
pancake.
this.
So,
There's
don't hold it
everything.
again.
I can eat
Right.
one.
My mom and dad live across the street, one house over and up. We have breakfast with them every Sunday because the boys sleep over there on Saturday nights. So we go over and have pancakes usually. My dad's pancakes are pretty famous. He does, he separates the egg whites, whips them up really nice. Sometimes he does wheat germ in them and cornmeal. I mean, my family gets together on holidays, and during the holiday meals, we talk about what we're gonna eat on the next holiday meal. It's all about food. It's surrounding ourselves with as much good food as we possibly can. I try to come home and do dinner with my entire family at least 3 or 4 times a week. Mondays, Tuesdays, always. Sundays, always. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday gets a little crazy with the restaurant and stuff, but I still try to get home to do bed and bath. But the meals, I think, are really important.
you turning? Yeah, we got the farm theme. That's our party. And we're gonna have like pigs and ducks and goats and ponies and stuff coming over here. And you know, I'm at work, 6 days a week? Plus, the business sees more hours than my baby girl sees me. You know, on the one day off out the week, which is Sunday, you know, she likes to take advantage of it. Family is important, man. I wouldn't be able to do this without family. You know, I'm surrounded by family. You know, a lot of people say don't do business with family and don't mix business and family and all of that type of stuff. I don't know, I'd argue that, because family has been nothing but great to me. I go off the motto or the philosophy that every day is a cookout. Even on our day off, we cooking out. You know, I mean, we got music in the backyard. We got food on the smoker. We got drink in our cup. And we got smiles on our faces. You know what I'm saying?
Sun in the sky.
Sun in the sky, man. And that's a wrap.
This is our setup here. We got our front line here. This is where we keep a lot of our products, the mac, beans, chopped chicken, pulled pork. Then we got our warmer box here. This is where we keep ribs, brisket, and then the refills of the products we have on the line. Fry later. This is Kier. And y'all came in the perfect time. We actually just loaded up the smoker. So we're getting ready to fire up some briskets, some shoulders. So these will be smoking all night, about 15, 16 hours. Then we'll come in the morning, pull those off, mix up some greens. We got an event tomorrow, so we got to make greens for 150 people. So got those brewing. Fabian here, obviously, getting more greens ready. So we do everything fresh greens, hand cut. That's how we do. Salad station, we keep all the salad, and quick tour. Oh, it's amazing, you know. Now we have so much time together since I recently moved up here, but for about 8, 9 years we lived apart. So now just seeing him become a family man, being a father, is actually pretty cool to watch. You know, he's so good with Kyla, he's great with the family, and it's enjoyable to watch, and I'm glad I get to be a part of it.
I don't know, man, it's just that vibe, you know, that mellow vibe, you know. Here shortly we'll get a few more customers coming in here, and then Choose the Level come on, and you got customers walking in through the door. I'm telling you, they feel it too. It make them reflect back too, because I'm telling you, they got a special moment when this track come on. Hey, simple as that. I mean, if I don't drive business in here, then we don't survive. You know what I'm saying? If people don't come in here and enjoy, if the product's not good, then the business will go under. And in the food industry is one of the toughest industries to break through in. Look here, man, we're not from New Haven. I mean, there's nothing that's stamped that says we will survive. You know, I mean, we got, you know, I mean, my family depends on it. You know, my brother, he came up here from DC, like he said, and the business don't survive, what do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just go back and get a 9 to 5, like how does that work?
Or do you adjust and evolve? Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I always say about this specific location is that, I mean, we're in this area over here that's filled with, you know, we got corporate industrial buildings over here. We got some Yale accounting offices and 25 Science Park over here. We got the lofts over here. But I mean, it's Saturday. Mm-hmm. These people are off on Saturday. So I'm sacrificing time from my family and time just in general to come here, open up, and hope that we make $1.
to work. I have to run around like crazy because it's Saturday and it's a big day, and tomorrow's the big cornhole tournament at Black Hog. So, you know, he was, my oldest, Tavin, he was a little disappointed, and I explained that, you know, this is for Father's Day. So if this was like your birthday, I would definitely be there. But it's Father's Day, and so that means it's for the dad, and the dad's got to work. And he kind of got that, and he was happy I came to soccer, because the past 3 weeks, my wife has taken him to soccer, and we've had a babysitter come to the house and hang out with the other two. So it's like, that sucks on a Saturday. But I need to be reminded sometimes of priorities, which is stupid, because my priority 110% is my family. But at the same time, you know, KCS is on its 10th year, Ordinary's on its 4th, the Cheese Truck's been around for 7 years now, Black Hog's on its 3rd. Like, I spend as much, if not more time with all the people that help operate, run, you know, make those businesses amazing, and I consider those guys family too. So it's hard to prioritize between my two families. And I think that some of the reason why these businesses have been successful is because we think of each other as family. So I want to be there for them too. But, you know, my kids are going to take care of me when I'm old, and the people that work for me are probably going to be who knows where. So we'll see. I gotta put in the time with my kids too, and I prefer to put in the time with my kids. This is my nemesis when I'm home with the kids, because people have to get in touch with me and ask me questions even though I'm here. So like, I'm here, but I'm not here as much, and so now the kids have gotten to like they were asked, what does Daddy do for work? And Rye said texting. So I was like, ah, fuck, I don't like that. So I really try like to get away from it, but at the same time, I have to respond if there's something going on. You know, if the businesses are open, I gotta make sure everything's okay. So Sundays are like the real day for me to really immerse myself in my family, because KCS is closed, Ordinary is closed. Black Hog tasting room is open, but it's very, like, Sundays are great. I gotta go to Black Hog. I'm gonna go to the warehouse after and buy a new cooler. I'm gonna come back and undress the cooler. We need the cooler that's there now, that's dead, to come up through the dining room and out.
Yeah.
So as soon as the upstairs dining room is empty, you tell Al, like, there's no one upstairs anymore. Jay said to let you know so we can get this cooler out, because if that could be out, then I could bring the new one in. We could do this.
Lickety splits.
That was the thing I was thinking of.
I don't know.
I'm now 40 minutes away.
Okay.
What we need to do is just 86 grilled cheese for the
Okay.
time being. And you're gonna need to go and do some damage control, because that one oven's not gonna work. Is Steve's not
Okay.
there and Kevin's not there?
He said Kevin's on his way, but he's not here yet.
Okay. That's not good. It's 12.
I
All right,
know.
it's only 12:05. 86 grilled cheese.
Okay.
Tell him to 86 anything else that he can't get out in a reasonable amount of time. How many open menus are there?
Right now there's 5. Everything's in, but they got hit. You know, every table on the patio is full.
Yep.
But nothing's upstairs.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Go.
Okay.
What you need to do is go and calm him. Just be like, we're gonna make this work.
Totally.
And
Yeah.
Jay said to 86 grilled cheese, and I would even maybe limit mac and cheese, like anything that has to come out of that fucking oven needs to be limited.
Okay. All right, I'll go talk to him now, and
All right, keep me posted.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I fixed everything. There's a stain on the ceiling over there from when, you know, the tub overflowed. And that was the kids we were all in there, and we knew it was happening, but it was fun, and it was like, oh, and then we came downstairs and there was a big hole in the ceiling. Hey, did you leave New Haven yet?
No.
Okay. Can you swing by Casius?
What do you need in cases?
I want you to check on Alex, because the large oven door is not closing. The reach-in cooler that we're gonna grab is out, and Kevin hasn't shown up, and neither is Steve. And I'm like 5 minutes from Black Hog, so I'm not gonna turn back. But I guess he's freaking out because he's got like 20 grilled cheese already on order, and he's thinking he's not going to be able to get them out. All I want you to do is like ask him if there's anything you can do to help. And I don't think there is, but oh, Kev just arrived. That's good. The biggest thing that I've learned over the years with all these businesses is when things go wrong, freaking out about them doesn't ever fix anything. So staying as calm as we can, you know, dividing and conquering, or in this case, you know, meeting him at the warehouse, picking up the fridge. We knew we needed it. Of course, the oven door. So we were without an oven and a fully operational kitchen for about 5 days. Nothing Tom or I or Alex or anyone could do about it. We made it work. But knowing that I can call him and say, you know, what do you think we should do? And trusting, you know, that he's gonna come up with a great plan, or just listening to his idea and telling him that it's shit and no way, or that's not happening, that's also great too. What are we getting for Dad?
For what?
Sunday's Father's Day. Next Sunday's Father's Day.
Gifts.
What'd you give him?
2-person kayak.
Why didn't you tell me? Now I have to get my own gift? Shit. My brother's brilliant. He's dedicated, he's hardworking, when it comes to computers, online stuff, I mean, he does all of our web hosting. He's amazing. You know, he can't cook, which is good, because we need to have our different skill sets. You know, he's 9 years younger than me, so he's just getting married, just got engaged, just bought his own house. You know, he's doing all the things I did literally 8-9 years ago, and it's so much fun watching him do it. I ride his ass and I push him, and he pushes me, and we really help each other out. And my favorite thing in the world is if we have to do a task together. It's great, you know? We fought when we were kids because he was a shithead, but now it's so much fun. And we disagree on things, and that's great because, you know, you got to be checked every once in a while. You have the heavy side. All right, keep going that way, Tom. To your right. Yep. All right, good. All right, up and over the sink. I want you to put it down, and then we'll. Can you? Put it down here. All right, where do you want me to go?
You go towards the holes in, and then I'll get land down.
All right, can you hold it?
Yeah, I got it. Let me jump over.
All right, ready?
Grab that side here.
Put it down. Yep. Put it down. All right, good. All right, ready? Let's push it this way.
Keep going back so it's right in the hole.
Oh.
I can't go any farther. Stuff back there.
Yep. All right, push, push, lift, push.
Oh, you guys soak this up for us.
I guess that's it for me. Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
That was a horrible kiss.
I don't want to kiss. I don't want to kiss. I don't want to kiss. The reality is that with the people we're closest to and the people that we love the most, often, unfortunately, we treat the shittiest, right? Because like, I can't talk to my employees the way I talk to my mom and my dad and my brother and my kids and my wife. I'd like to, but sometimes I can't be as blunt. But you have this sort of a feeling of relaxation when you're with your family members that you might not have with your employees. So at times I think that I can be a little mean to them. But some of the newer employees are like, oh, Jason's really chill. But I'm not. I'm not chill at all. I can be very intense, unfortunately. And I think my family sometimes gets the brunt of that. And I'm aware of it and catch myself more and more as I, get older and older and try to be more calm and treat them more like employees than family. But the reality is that if I come home from a shit day and I've just been beaten up by a million different little tiny problems, I'm gonna be a dick to my wife. Just for like 10 minutes. And she gets it, and so it's cool. And I understand too, when she comes home and is in a bad mood. Family, you deserve to have a family that's understanding enough to give you 10, 15, 20, an hour once you get home to just be a jerk.
Want some foot?
No.
She does. We'll save the little feet.
You wanna eat some?
Yeah?
Yeah. It's hot though, honey. Go on if you need some.
Yeah.
Is that good?
I love entertaining people. We have a lot of people from work come over, and usually if people are over here, it's just a fun time. I don't do much work here. Here is like for having fun and relaxing.
Everyone in that kitchen, they're our family. We walk in together, we all leave together. And somebody at the end of the night, as I'm locking the door, yells out, "Good job, guys." And it might be the quietest person. It's hysterical.
Yeah.
Hang
And
out.
then when
You'll
we go to set the alarm at night, come on, family's closing up now. That's what they call it. And it's really, really nice. They feel like family to us.
Born into this family, and he's a boy, so you know what that means. Sylvia's your party.
Who's this? Who is this? Call him. This is how many pounds? This is 8. That's 9. I think he's at least 9 or better. Did you get the got your camera ready, Joe?
Is this the first?
No, second. But you'll. Oh. Ready, Daddy? I got him. I'm not letting him go. He's top heavy. Oh my God, he's over 10.
Yeah, based
getting to be the big boy. 10.5 pounds. You can have a turn. I share. Did you wash your hands?
No.
I weighed him. I actually weighed him. He was 10 pounds, 1 ounce, and Anthony said to me, he's not that big. Well, they took him to the doctors. He was 10 pounds, 5 ounces. That's me. I did it with Brittany's baby, and then I've done it with my daughter's friends' kids. It's like a thing. And then after they get bigger, I put them in the dough bowl one day, which I did to Kenny, and she's over there, get me out of here.
Kenny is my granddaughter.
That's Lori's granddaughter, but she's like 3 now, so I could put her in the dough bowl. I put towels in there and stand her in there, and it's just the cutest thing going.
I'm sorry, but you know I have to give you those kisses whether you like them or not. You gave me a burp. There's something wrong with that picture. We nearly live here, and when we're not living here, we're living it at home or wherever we happen to be. Thank God for its cell phones. But it means a lot to us to see our children involved. It means a lot to us to know that our children, when we're not here any longer, they may find different routes through the business, but they're gonna keep this hub and all of the routes that they find, the angles that they're going at. It's so impressive, and I couldn't be more proud. And I know Cheryl is a little hesitant when it comes to change, where I embrace change. So at the end of the day, when we step back and we see what our children have done, it makes it all worthwhile. Oh God, I don't think I could do this because I want to be a good person. I'm doing it. It's a game.
Be yourself, Laura.
It's a game.
Canine units, festering wounds. Craigslist. My family. Oh man. All right, festering wounds. Aw.
Can I have 2 large moots and bacon to go, please? If you notice that picture I put up in the kitchen recently, and I did it recently because it's something I want to do, just his legacy in here, that he built this from nothing. His father was a bread baker, and he came home from the war. My father was going to Quinnipiac, and he was a baker in the Navy, and very proud of it. And he started making the pizza in the building in the back at 175 Union, and then he moved it out front here. And back then, he was grating the onions on one of these little graters, and he was grating the cheese on one of those little things. And all that is the same, but we just grew in size in how we do it. It's my father's exact measurements, and it's salt, pepper, and fennel. But it's just the way he set it up years ago, and we haven't changed a thing. Our first memory was where we're sitting today. This was our play area. So they used to have a fence, and we used to be in the backyard making boxes. 5 years old, we knew how to make a box, and that's where we were. And as we got bigger, it was still boxes until like 10 years old, we started, and Lori was out here making boxes by herself.
Yeah, I was.
And,
no, they moved me to the back hall. You're
Oh,
wrong.
you went to the back hall. And then it was just building everything up, and I just couldn't believe it. And I still remember my father looking around when the dining rooms were filled, and he goes, I can't believe this. And it was like, if he ever saw it today, he would really, really be proud. And my mother worked right alongside of him all the time. That was them. Like Lori says, they were Romeo and Juliet together. They were where one was, the other was.
You know, my dad, he comes in, he wants to talk to the customers. Yo, yo, yo.
I'm Big Rick.
I'm Big Rick. That's Lil Rick. I'm like, Dad, man, come on, man.
How many ribs do you think you've prepped in your life?
In my life, man, I don't even know. I mean, I've been in business 4 years, been doing this process since day one, since I started. Man, I don't know. I'd say maybe like 100,000 slabs of ribs. I don't know, that might be a little bit too much, I'm not for sure. We're definitely doing more now because of the restaurant, and as business continues to grow, we're doing more now than what we've done since we've been in business, so that's good.
Our parents actually come up from Cleveland quite often, and you know, they always come out there, spend the day with us here, just kind of hanging out. My mom would do some work on the computer, but you know, every once in a while, I'll catch them both kind of looking up and looking at, you know, both me and Ricky work. And I always catch that quick look, and it's almost like a look of, like, almost a sense of pride that these are their children doing this, and just to know that they gave us all the skills to make this possible. You know, just that quick look from my mother, that quick look from my father, you know, that's extremely rewarding because I sense the proudness that they have in us.
It was really hot out, and Rye had a meltdown, and we were gonna grab Dad, but we didn't have enough room in the car because they all came. And well,
We've been doing some really good stuff here, though.
good.
We went up on the roof and did a lot of planting.
Who did all this wildflower harvesting? It's great. We love it. Alex thought that I did it, but I figured it was you or Sam or. All right. Moms are the best, but moms are tough. It's tough to be your mom's boss. We have disagreed on things, and some of it comes down to like the culture. You know, she wants something one way, I want it the other way, and it is tough to say no to your mom. And so I don't, you know? It's just the way it works. She's going to Switzerland in, it's the second week of July, she gets to go to Switzerland. She won a contest. I want to go to Switzerland. I own Casius, but she won the contest. She's in the cheese shop. She's the one that's bringing the Swiss cheeses in, selling them. You know, she deserves to do this. So we'll see. One of the things that I love is that she becomes the mom for everybody, all the employees. A lot of my employees call her mom. And a lot of my employees will come to me and be like, your mom's a little upset about something. And I'll go and find out what it is and deal with it. And, you know, it's a mom thing. She's Italian. She's opinionated. So it's been a really cool dynamic. There's no way that I would be able to do all the things that I do, including raising my kids, without the help of my mom and my dad, and just, you know, the family dynamic we have, the fact that they live across the street, the fact that they cook us meals all the time, and that, you know, my car breaks down, my mom drives me around. I say breaks down, but the reality is, like, if I lose my license, my mom is the one that's going to be bringing me around.
You gonna put the water in the bucket for the animal? Cause they thirsty. It's hot.
You wanna go get them?
Hold on, let's follow their lead and see. Just wait until when animals come out. Yeah, I mean, I get off work, come home every night. She see me every night. But when I'm at the restaurant, I mean, I'm at the restaurant more hours than I'm at home. And one thing that me and my brother do, we try to do a better job of, you know, a couple nights out the week, he close up. Couple nights out the week, I close up. So that's one thing that we have been doing a better job with, you know.
Daddy,
You know, it's important to have like a,
Daddy,
yes, baby
why
girl.
didn't it come out?
Man, when baby girl come in, she wanna come back here and help, start prepping stuff. She wanna come and drink up all my sodas. Can I have ribs? Can I have ribs? She want a rib bone. She want greens. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I mean, she's 3, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, Daddy's restaurant. She knows this is Daddy's restaurant. Uncle B, you know, and I mean, that's how she is when she comes, you know? And I mean, that right there is like, I didn't teach her like, all right, this is how you prep ribs. All right, this is how you prep brisket. All right, this is how you make mac and cheese. All right, this is how you make coleslaw. Like, she just dives right in. And I mean, it's the same way when we cooking at the house. She wanna prep. Let me get the seasoning, I'll put it on there. And she dumps all the seasoning on it. I'm like, baby girl, that's too much. You know, so I mean, it just comes natural, you know. Oh, we got somebody else walking up over
What
there.
time is it?
Hold on, what time we got?
It's 11:05.
Oh, they early.
11:04.
How
Hold on,
y'all
I'll go
doing
back
today?
and I hit that again.
We getting ready to open today at noon. At noon.
Man, we drove all the way from Hartford.
Oh, yeah, we open at noon. What y'all wanted? Huh? Yeah, what was you think about ordering?
Man, what you got ready, boss?
What you think about ordering? Maybe I can get you something. I mean, y'all drove down for Hartford. I don't want to send y'all back all the way without
man,
no barbecue.
I want some wings and I want some ribs, boss.
Wings and
might be able
come
to
on, we
work
got
that
y'all.
out.
We got it ready. Come on, we just come on. Yeah, just don't send nobody down here to 11 on Saturdays from Hartford no more.
What's going on?
What you thinking about?
You gotta excuse this.
No problem.
All right. I mean, that right there is a prime example of what we just touched on. You know, where's the reward come in at? Here we are, Saturday. We don't open till noon. Had somebody come in at 11:10 that just drove down from Hartford. We can't send them back to Hartford and tell them to come back in 50 minutes. So, I mean, we accommodated them, you know, and I mean, so to answer your question, that right there is a prime example of where the reward is. You know, I mean, they're hearing about us up in Hartford and other areas, and for them to come down here, I mean, that's a reward. And then we had another customer come in right after that because he thought we were open, but instead of sending them away, we went ahead and accommodated.
Hospitality is difficult because human beings are not that easy to please. And also everyone's idea of how to be pleased is a little bit different, which it should be. I think that it's also, you know, it's a fact that everybody eats. And a lot of people cook. And a lot of people feel like, I cook for myself at home and I make it delicious, so I could probably do what you do. People are just sort of letting you know what they like, and you need to open your ears instead of close down your ego, and just listen. And I think that's the hardest part, is to be able to be gracious with people when they say, you know what you should do. We were talking about it before, you know, no one ever does that to a doctor. But the hospitality industry is notorious for that. People want to tell you what you should be doing. They're not gonna go and say, you know, like, well, you know, I would do that triple bypass a little differently. Okay. And I think that's what makes it difficult. And I think that there's long hours. There's not a ton of money, less and less lately. Food costs are going up. More people want to eat out and enjoy hospitality, and there's more businesses coming out, and so there's more competition, so you have to be at the top of your game all the time. You have to provide the best product, you have to provide the best service, You have to provide the best price you can possibly provide. There's so many things to take into account. It's hard. But if you love what you do and you enjoy pleasing people and you get that feeling of like, I just fed you and libated you and you had a great time and you're walking out happy and you're gonna tell other people, like, that is everything. And any restaurateur, chef, server, line cook, when a guest thanks you and is genuine, like, it really truly makes it worth it.
We have regulars still going back to when my parents were alive. And we have their children and now their children's children.
And how great is it to have some of their friends come in and, you know,
The best.
and say how, you know, talk about old times and stuff. Any great experiences with that recently?
One thing I got to tell you, my father was the best man in his wedding, and he's in Florida, and every so often we still hear from him. He can't travel anymore. But a lot of their friends are not around anymore. But when some of them are, they do come in, and it's very nice. Sometimes it's hard to see them. Like one particular person comes in all the time, and she wants to go, she's starting dementia, she wants to go upstairs and see my mother every time she comes in. And you try. And their kids are very close to us. That's one very good thing. We're very close to their children, and they come in and we go into their, you know, so we see them all the time, and that's a really nice thing.
I mean, how do you do your best every day to try and carry that on? I mean, when they passed, that must have been very tough on both of you. And
it was horrible.
And how do you try and, you know, stay strong and do your best to carry that on?
We try to stay true to who we are, who they made us. Never forget where you came from. And when we walk in here, we always walk by their picture. That's the only way in here. And it's a constant reminder that not only did they set a good example for us, it's now our job to set that same example for our children. And we try to keep them as humble, and we don't even try, they know.
I can't tell you how many times I've run into a few problems and I just look up at my dad and say, help me get through this. And I just think back and try to roll back and get through it. It's difficult, but I mean, I think losing them so close together and young was very hard for us. And then our kids were so young too that basically they hardly remember them.
The older ones.
The older ones do, the younger ones don't.
And we were talking earlier about how Cheryl, when kind of like equipment goes down or stops working, what is that? How hard is that to get rid of equipment?
Well, I don't want you to live in the basement. I still have my father's original dough bowls down there. So it's neat though. I have that sausage grinder my son was talking about. I have that. I'm not gonna lie, I have a few things of his that I will not get rid of. I have a Coke bottle down there. There's certain things I just won't let go. And they're down there for the kids to see them, and they want them, they're there. If they don't want them, they can get rid of them, but I do. I have his safe down there. I have his cash register, the original.
Keep in mind, none of this stuff works.
Nothing works. But there's a few things, I mean, I got rid of a lot, but certain things I just couldn't let go of, and they're still down there.
Why do you feel like you hang on to them? Why are they so important?
It just keeps me close to them. It does. I mean, there's things of my mother's I have at home that I really, my daughter goes, what are you doing with this junk? Don't call it junk, it was my mother's.
I mean, at this point in my life, my family is the restaurant. You know, I'm up here in the Northeast, and my brother, my brother and his family are my family out here. So I spend my time here. So, and I hopes to build that to eventually give us something that we can hang our hat on. And so at the point in my life, the restaurant is my family. Ricky and the Rib Shack is my family until, I eventually get 4 years ahead and where he is. But I mean, it's everything to me right now.
Friday night, if service is wrapped up, I'm not hanging out and going out for a drink. I'm going home. So I can maybe see my wife or wake her up at least and get a couple hours sleep so I can chill out with my kids. I mean, for me, that's how it's definitely changed. And it's taken me out of some of the cool aspects of the industry, because that after shift drink, sitting outside on the patio with just all the servers and a couple line cooks, and everyone's sweaty and spent, and I'm peacing out because I'm the old family guy now. I wouldn't change it. I did it, I loved it. I'll do it again every once in a while, but that's definitely been a big change.
Just my experiences having a daughter, it's my first daughter, and like some things like I didn't teach her this. Some things is just hereditary, and like this is just, she just migrated towards, customer walk in, and she say, "Daddy, you got a customer, you got customers." And she, let me take their order. And today is, she just turned 3 today. So I mean, and it's like from my perspective, I look back and be like, damn. Like it's all crazy because when I started the business, she won't hear. And then now, like where we at, and just, I don't know, it's a humbling experience,
If my kids took over my businesses 20 years down the road, I would make them buy the businesses from me, and I would retire, and I would hope that they were really, really dedicated, involved, and not just taking it on because it was an open door. I want for them to be passionate about what they do, and I don't care what it is. And as they grow up and get older, my passion is shifting from being super involved in every business, in every aspect, and my passion is now becoming finding great people, creating more leaders, so that I can step back from what I've created and created with other people who are just as passionate as I, and be able to devote more time to watching them grow up and be more in their lives.
How would I feel about my kids taking over? I would be so proud.
Right.
I would be so proud because I feel that they have great heads on their shoulders. I know that their intent is not necessarily primarily for themselves. It's for the whole picture. And yes.
That's how they are. They all know and they're very good like that.
And how hard would it be for you guys to kind of stay out and let
She
them...
could never.
I
don't
yes,
think
I could.
either.
I think I
All
could.
right, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Let's make a bet now.
Can we do this again in 20 years? Okay.